I decided to put a little bit of what's back on. Maybe people will think it's bad taste, and this case was 2018. But I never looked at something so deeply that was going on at the same, it was happening at the time, and you were looking at it and putting videos about it. But you know, when I did my videos, I was viral. So just looking at this picture, before we get to the video, there is actually two things I want to mention. Not once do you see a bra line in this person's top. Not once. And also, when you look at that picture, does that picture look like a man or a woman? Does that look like Shanann? I think it looks very manly, to be honest. And then they do go to their stubble. You know, women don't do that kind of thing. But what it was is, well, there was loads of things that annoyed me, because most things didn't add up. But what I did a few years ago was I made this video, and now we're going to watch it. These are the things that really annoyed me about the case. Anyway, let's watch the video. I'm going to try and do this without saying too much, but I'll have to say a few things. So obviously, I never made these videos yesterday. This was a case in 2018 where a man murdered his wife, pregnant wife, and 2 children. And then for some reason, they gave you masses of information about them. You got their Facebook, police reports, videos, on the drive, all these things. And I started off making my videos by protecting this person. But what it was is that as time went on, things just did not look right. Women don't do that kind of thing, do they? Oh, let's go the stubble of my chin. Let's go round my chin, because females do that, don't they? Women don't do that, but men do that. What I think it is, because obviously I'm a few years on now from this case, it must have had an effect on the phone, you know, make you goddess-like, whatever, because she has big hands. And then what it is they just step over the effect and then realise it's not female. Look at the clothes. Do you think they're very feminine-like? And the hands. When they step over the effect, you realise stubble. So it's not female. And the hands are a bit strange. It's like almost they're not there and they've been superimposed on the top. Do you see that? Do you see? Look at that. Oh my god, look at that up. Just look at those hands. Do you see? It's like they've been put on the top. And then what it is it's really strange, because I'll have to show you a picture in a minute. Just for a few frames. They actually look like the district attorney, but I think we show that bit in a minute. Look at that. See, it's somewhere. What it is at the very beginning, and this is how me and Amy became friends, was over this case. But when I first started looking, there you go, look, that's the district attorney. I'll show you it properly in a minute. But this person said that when you slow the footage down, it shows the mistakes. How could a woman turn into that face? Think this is why, like there for instance, they've got like black eyes. I told you they have hazel eyes. Well, later on in the video she has a blue eye. It's an effect or something. Look, that's the district attorney. Or is it? Oh, I don't know. I'll show you the district attorney. Looks a bit like her brother as well, but look at those hands. What is that? I started off by protecting this woman. I just couldn't believe people were being horrible to her when she died and she was pregnant. Then the more I looked into it, with the dry footage, the police information, the videos, all this stuff about her, millions were watching it. It suddenly didn't look right. I think really, like, you can see a little bit of it's coming along now, that person really has a different hairline. Maybe they're slightly out of the effect again, but at normal speed you're just not noticing it, so I slow it down, and that's why I make the videos I do today. Because once you've seen this, 2000, I mean, that looks like her brother. I want to play you this bit of the district attorney. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the hairline on this person, I mean, the clothes are so masculine. You'll be hearing it with a female voice. People probably don't even ever think or see what they're looking at. Fingers. But you can't mistake that bit. Look at that. It almost looks like they haven't got any hair. At the time, I realised that they were all in on it. There's products being sold in this, you know, door cameras, stuff like that. Product. Look what we're looking at right now. Things are wrong in the footage. Police are involved. The media are involved. The government are involved. The judges are involved, the solicitors are involved, and the public is involved. This case made women frightened of their boyfriends. See, it's an effect on, it's someone with an effect on them. Look at that. That's who you're really looking at. It so upset me. I realised they were all involved. 2018, these videos were, well, what it was is Amy's daughter said something very interesting. She said, there's something wrong with that case. They're not wearing the right clothes for the era. She said, their hairstyles, the clothes, it's like more 2000s. So I don't think it matters when they make the videos, 10, 20 years, and then they just use them when they need to. This, I think, is a great big social experiment. I was so upset and I worked it all out, and there's no one to go to. Even her parents are in on it, and they're actors. It's just absolutely bananas. So, right back then, 2018. So obviously I put the one out about Prince Charles. So do you see, I've been doing this since 2018, but it didn't start then. It started before that. But they managed to get millions on this case.
The defendant then methodically and calmly loaded their bodies into his work truck, not in a hasty or disorganized way. He was seen from the neighbor's doorbell camera backing his truck into the driveway, going back and forth into the house and back out to the truck 3 different times, 1 time for each of their bodies. He then to the truck 3 different times, 1 time for each of their bodies. He then,
by the time he was in prison, he then said that he killed them at the oil fields. So that means the district attorney was lying. It says there, basically what it is he says he thought he killed them, but we had these shadows walking to him on the drive. You couldn't see them, you could just see the shadows on the drive. And then he says that he thought he killed them. And then they had to be put through being killed again at the oil tanks. I mean, it just, this is absolute madness. But anyway, we've just played the district attorney. Yeah, a district attorney saying that when he couldn't have done. Because, I'll show you why. So basically, this is supposed to be the neighbour's camera, and what you're looking at is this bit over here. Like I said, I didn't make these videos yesterday, I made them in 2018. This one was not my video, this was someone else's video. Diane from BITCHUTE Channel, she has died since this. But anyway, there's big lots of story around her, but that's another time. But she had this bit of footage where she'd zoomed in on that car. So what it is the shadow will come across here. Chris Watts is coming this way, which means that his shadow will be behind him, and why it doesn't join the shadow coming in. Anyway, it blew my mind, all of it, because I just thought it was a horrible case, and it turned into that everything was wrong. Of a truck, which is only a few feet away. Anyway, here comes the shadow. He scoops down and picks up that shadow. That's because the children were alive when they left the house. And once the police would have seen that, do you really think the district attorney would have stood up and said that they saw him drag the bodies out when we can see the shadows are moving? And there's two of them, I think, but I think this one's probably the better one. Yeah. So this told everybody that the children were alive when they left the house. And then it's just all this flood of information. Anyway, so making this video in 2018, and the next case was like it, and so forth. And I couldn't believe that all of the Crime Watch Daily and etc. they're the same as this. Yes, poor Diane, she died a few years ago. But thank her very much for doing this video. But I mean, just look at all the angles of everything. But anyway, look, there's that shadow. He scoops down and he picks it up. So, this is why I make the videos like I do. Once you see this one, this was 2018. I'm just very upset that there's just so many anomalies in this case that, well, you just draw your own conclusions. Now we're going to look at her hands. This blew my mind. I'm sorry, you can have bendy fingers. But if anybody can do this, please let me know. Look, this is what you're watching. You're watching this. You have been watching this. At full speed, you don't notice it, only when you slow it down. But it shouldn't be doing things like that. She would have broken her finger. And which finger is she using? I think it's the finger with the ring on. Anyways, anybody notice the writing's the wrong way round and her wedding ring is on the wrong finger. She's got it on her right hand, not her left hand. But they've made a mistake about giving it back to us. So they're thinking that it's reversed and then it would be on her left hand, but it's not. But I mean, there's absolutely no way she could stand there and do that to that finger. Well, now it looks like it's her little finger. It's her little finger. But I can't work out whether that's her middle finger and there's her little finger at the end. But anyway, there you go. As if she could do that. Could she do that? Could you do that? You watch that finger in a minute. It's going to loop around the other finger like a snake. Look at that. Could you do that with your finger? Come on, here it comes. There it goes. Wrap round that other finger. And watch the finger. Look, yes, look at that. Look at that. What is that? She had a nail with painted nail varnish on it. And now it's turned into like a big toenail. Did you see that? Did you see that? Look. Finger with the nail varnish on. Watch. Look. Where's her nail varnish gone? That's like a toenail stuck on there. A ropey old toenail with a bent back finger. And none of you are noticing what's going on. Could you do that with your finger? Could you really do that with your finger? Look at that. Oh, they're laughing at us, whoever's doing this. Why are they doing this? All I've done is slow the footage down. That is it. No filters, no nothing. I've made this video not because I felt I had to prove any more, just because I thought that everybody would want to, well, they would be half expecting me to do this, and I didn't want to disappoint. But I already struggled quite a lot with this, because on Unscrambled months and months and months and months ago, I showed everybody that these pictures were all the same picture. So in a sense, there are only, I mean, I don't know where the new ones have come from, but there's only so many pictures of her we had to go on. And, you know, when you're looking at the pictures, they're actually the same picture, just changed, you know, the reflection or the t-shirt or the background, or, you know, that's it, sort of, you know, these pictures also are very similar. But anyway, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, because I've already shown that it's all wrong, and the amount of videos I've actually made about this. But anyway, so I just want to show you that it is the same picture. It's not the same person, it's the same picture. So it's the same person and the same picture. So, do my little breakdown. Don't forget, I have to get her head to match up. It's quite, like, amazing, really, because it's the same picture. And then always there's a little bit of tweaking. And there you go. It fits right on top, because it would, because it's the same picture. See, there it is, a bit more blown up so you can see it. Same picture. Lines up identically. So that's on that one. We'll take it over here. I've had some real stick about my work. There you go. It's a match. Well, it will be a match. I've had some real stick from people. I've had some really nasty, nasty comments from people. Even only the other day, this person put about 12 messages in and I deleted them all. Because calling me all sorts of swear words and I'm insane, and those come in, and I'm sorry, I haven't done anything. You're shooting the messenger. They are doing it to us. It's the same face, same photograph, same thing, just superimposed on different t-shirts. Anyway, so that's that picture. It takes me a few seconds. So it's not, so the Hillary one and the Nancy one was to show you that Hillary is Nancy and that she's in there. But this one and the Chris Watts one is to show you that the faces don't match up. No matter how I do it, there's always a bit of head. I'm sorry, it's not just because of this, that and the other. But when you actually put these pictures in, they completely match up. And I've tried to show people before, that picture is that one there. So that picture is this picture on top of there. See? An absolute match. There it is for you. So why would they do that? Why can't other people see this? That they just reuse these pictures. Now actually, that was the same picture. Let's go back to that one. Where are we? That is the same picture, but I can't quite match it in because they've tilted her head down a little bit. So I can't quite match it in because her head's tilting down. But this picture's the same as this picture. It's the same one again. It is, but I can't quite match it in. Because she's leaning slightly to the right, but it is the same picture. I don't have the facility to just to lean it forward a little bit, but it is the same picture. See, it is, but I just can't quite match it in because the angle on the head anyway is a little bit tilted. But this picture is also the same picture. Got to do my little bit. I can do this, but I can't tilt it like that. I can't just, you know, I'm sorry, I don't have a workshop to do it, or the tools, I don't. Anyway, here we go. I myself don't understand why people didn't see it in the first place and called me a lunatic and all those crazy things. I just don't get why they didn't see this in the first place, or can't see it. And it's just absolutely apparent. It probably needs a tiny bit more tweaking to make it a little bit smaller, but once I do, it's the same picture. I just don't understand why people don't see it. So there you go. Could do probably a tiny little bit more tweaking up there, but there you go. It's the same photograph. Got to make sure our head's the right size. There you go. Ding! A match. And yet you think that these are all separate pictures of her. They're the same photograph. Don't shoot the messenger. Hello everybody, back again. We're back with Shanann having drinky poos. I think it's peanut coladas with the fake stuck on Chris sitting not in front of her. Anyway, I was a bit horrified going through this. First of all, do you see where her hair joins? Do you see where her hair joins? There in the middle, with the sort of plummy hair over the top of another person's hair and head. Do you see it? And then what it was is that she is outside with the wind. But then I noticed that her face was doing this. Now, is this supposed to be hair moving around on her face? Because it doesn't actually look like that. We'll get a bit more into zooming in, but I was just doing the hair to show that the hair is all fake. Anyway, onto that cheek. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it almost looks like someone moving around inside her, but how could that be? But there is some very weird stuff going on there. Oh my goodness, what is that? It's not hair. Please don't write to me and tell me that hair does that on your face. All I know is it's not very nice, as per usual. There's some really, really weird stuff going on there. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if that's the person hologramming underneath her moving around, or whether that is just, I don't know. So all I can think of is this person underneath. pretty horrible, isn't it? And even if it was an aging Shanann, she's not 33 then, she's about 50, 60, 70 with skin like that. I don't know what it is because it's got hair on it, but it's not a hairline. Her hairline's further back with these white wispy hairs that come through. There's just so much to show on this. So much. Every video I see the same things. Yes, and she's not sitting on the background of that either. Anyway, as it pans across, she's got a blue eye. She didn't, and then she did. All in a flick in front of you. They're just laughing at us. Her eye changed to blue in front of you, and you didn't even notice. This is not natural, and it's not real, and I just wish everybody would wake up and realise what's going on. You cannot change eyes in the middle. Everybody knows that she supposedly has hazel eyes. Well, that's a blue eye. And now we're on to her, back to her hairline, and there's a mask across her face. Look, see, there's the mask over the top of the person that's sitting underneath with white hairs in their hair. There's the mask. Do you see it? Do you see the mask? You can't fail to see that that is a mask on top of her head, masking over somebody else with the different hairlines, the different coloured hair.